model, calling for a change of the ownership, change of the model. It's all a lot. Is the model perfect? No. Can it definitely be refined? Yes. What I don't think the certain portion of the fan base understands is that a change of model at this point in time will set us back. What's going on, people? Welcome back to League M for another video. This is another video of Blues Unfiltered. This is a small little corner where I talk about essentially anything and everything happening around Chelsea or just in the world of football in general. And it's been a while. It's been a while since I've made one of these. I figured, at one point or another, sooner rather than later, I had to come with something. And thankfully, we are here. Something to talk about. It's a very interesting topic, and I would honestly like to know what you think. Today's topic is the recent outrage that has been sparked due to the recent results that Chelsea have had. People on Twitter are starting to talk about protests now, protesting against the owners, protesting against the model, calling for a change of the ownership, change of the model. It's all a lot. It just makes me want to ask, isn't this a bit of an overreaction?
What do you mean by that?
I don't even think the protests are happening because of the recent results. I think that because we as a fan base, already when this model was introduced, we were not really sold on the model. We're not in agreement. I think the recent results, the more recent one was the loss against Villa now, were a sort of a catalyst that sparked all the boiled up frustration exploding into the outrage that we're seeing all over socials at this point in time as we speak. Now, I don't want to just say that we've been in worse positions, we've been in worse positions than we are now. I mean, we've had in the beginning, most especially in the beginning when the model was introduced, we've had a run of results like this, and there was no action. That's not what this video is about. I just want us to look at things logically. The culture shift we are going under now, it was never going to be a smooth transition. It was always going to be tough. The change was very drastic, and there was obviously going to be some implications coming with those changes. Under the previous ownership, we have always aimed high regardless of the situation we find ourselves in. In some of our worst seasons, we almost always end up with some big prizes. It doesn't always happen, but it would happen more often than not. So the standards were still met, even though it wasn't on a regular basis. And the fact that now, we're 3 years into this new regime, we have not been in a position to win titles, let alone winning. Just being in a position where we are being competitive. We are not seeing that at the moment. And when you factor in the amount of money that was spent investing into the squad, something amounting to around 1.4 billion spent, key positions have still not been addressed, and immediate targets have still not been met. You'd understand that the frustration is fair. We are expecting to be by now competing for top 4, of which we're still in it, but the way things are looking now, it looks like we're going to fall out if nothing changes. Competing for trophies, the cups, we're out of the Carabao, we are out of the FA Cup, and we honestly didn't need to be. We have sold our depth, the depth that we have. Like, there are some players that we figured, okay, these 1 or 2 must be moved on in this window, but the others, we are feeling their absence at the moment, because at the moment now it doesn't seem like the coach even believes in the current options that he has at his disposal. I understand the frustration to a certain extent, because I as a fan am also frustrated that this is happening at the moment. What's puzzling me is the suggestion that the ownership must change and the model as well should change. Obviously that's not going to happen, but that's not my point, and that is not what this video is about. I am not here to tell you that we should stop, the protests should stop or the outrage should stop, because nothing's going to change. This is what I'm trying to get at. Is the model perfect? No. Can it be refined? Can it definitely be refined? Yes. What I don't think the certain portion of the fan base understands is that a change of model at this point in time will set us back years. Given that we're already 3 years into this new one, the result will be no results. We're going to be back at the same place we were when we started this whole thing, back to toxicity, going to protest again. Things will not be good in the long run. Also a mention of people not really being genuine in this whole protest thing, people being in it for clout and people having their own personal agendas with this protest, not giving the protest the right message. But I'm not going to touch on that. That I don't agree with is the suggestion that we are being run like Brighton. There are similarities in terms of how Brighton do things and how we do things, given that, we have former Brighton employees working with us. I don't think Brighton can spend upwards of 200 million on 2 midfielders. I don't even think Brighton are in a position to spend 1 billion at the moment. The suggestion that Clearlake, Capital and them are only in it for their own business interests, to me it's simply hogwash, because I think even they know that in order to make a sizable income, you have to win the big prizes or be in contention to win the big prizes. You have to be competitive. The team has to be competitive. If you want the big brands to associate with your team, you have to be in amongst the best teams in the world, and that means playing at the highest level and being competitive. That won't happen unless Chelsea wins on the pitch, because winning on the pitch is what is best for business. That being said, I think as the fans, we do need to voice our frustrations. This protest, and the message should be clear, the message should be the same, so as it doesn't bring divide to the fan base, just all parties involved. It's not going to help the cause. There's just a whole lot of points to touch on, but me as a fan, I believe that what should be touched on, the immediate things, the things that I'm just going to talk about on the pitch, issues on the pitch now that we have. We're not happy with how things are going. That, we cannot deny that. The lack of experience in the team, of which the club are not investing in that. I think the young players, it's good to have young players coming up, but that cannot be the whole team. We need to have some experienced heads in the team to ground the team, and whenever we face adversity, they are going to be the ones to lead us through, these terrible patches that we're currently undergoing. Having experienced heads in the team as well will aid in the development of the youngsters, because they're going to be helped to understand in these situations, this is what happens, this is what we have to do. And I think they'll be all better for it. They will improve quicker, and thus, we'll start winning things sooner. Key position is not being addressed. GK, CB, DM, striker. We're not happy with the decisions that sporting directors are taking, which ultimately have led us to where we are at the moment. So they either need to shape up or ship them out. bring other people in who are going to make better decisions. I have no problems with the model. I think due to the model being implemented and its imperfections, it was always going to get to this point. It's just that for me, it's a bit too much. We're dropping too many points, and we're not supposed to be at this point in the regime. The model can just be fine-tuned. I think it can be refined. Investing in young players is good. I think every team personally needs to do that if they want to be more sustainable. I think football is looking at that. Everyone is going in that direction. Even Real Madrid and PSG are doing that, investing in young. It's just that they have experienced players in the team who are going to guide them. I look at the team and I don't see any leaders. I think things will get better eventually. If they fine-tune the model, they'll get better sooner rather than later. Another thing I want to touch on is that there needs to be more pressure from the top to perform, because right now it just feels like there's just an element of complacency within the team, that having runs like this and seeing, the body language of the players on the pitch, the coach as well, when he speaks in interviews, it doesn't seem like there's a sense of urgency for improvement in performance. Anyway, those are some of the things that I think should be included in the message when doing these protests. There are also other ways of handling this. A protest is one, but maybe other ways have been tried, like writing the letter through the club. What is this? I forgot what this organization was. Them going to the club and highlighting these points. Maybe that approach has been tried already and it has just been, ignored, and that the fan base feels like we have to resort to this. So can't say I'm not in support, but the message needs to be a proper one. Nothing drastic like a change of ownership and the model. Anyway, guys, what do you think of the whole situation? Let me know in the comment section below. What do you think of the protest? What do you think the message should be? Let me know in the comment section below. Please do not forget, if you're new, to like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you on the next one. Keep it in.